Welcome to A Time of Total Warfare, Episode 3. It's a Battletech campaign. This is the first time we've gone live, and there have been no problems so far, YouTube. Ignore everybody's faces right now. I'm Arthur Perkins, and last week we had Thanksgiving, and for the next week, I am on my cruise vacation. So you won't be seeing me. And I'm away the week after that, so the next episode won't be until... until the 21st. Yikes. Yikes. How you gonna live without this Battletech? Because I know, given all of the comics on YouTube, y'all are thirsty for it.
I thirsty to correct us some more.
Yeah. I wanted to say, a lot of people are super respectful. And then there's just those, like, one or two guys who are like, fuck the players. They don't know what they're doing. Their tactics are so stupid. And I'm
Which
like,
is all true.
Calm down.
You showed me the ones about me, and it was like, oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't show me any of my hate mail, man. You gotta save that for me next time.
It's like, wow. I mean,
It's like, why is he going in like at guns blazing? He's got like
they're right, but
all the armor is like armor was shredded.
We're all used to playing, tabletop role-playing games.
I don't know if they realize that
war strategy gaming.
War game.
So, like, a war strategy gamer probably looks at how we play and like, what the fuck is happening? Because
I wonder if like they
war strategy gaming, but I played Orcs and Warhammer 40k.
Well, see, you're the only one. Then I feel like you're the only one with a. Well, I guess Arthur.
That explains why he's
Sid.
taking a Jenner and putting it behind a heavy mech.
Maybe it's just me and Pondo then. I don't know. I don't have any wargaming experience.
I mean, I knew what I had to do. Get run up in there. I kind of my flaw was I pissed them off.
See, Raddosaurus, I may not have a lot of wargaming experience. How do they do it on anime? There's the new 4-finger glasses adjustment, but I don't think I've got it down yet.
You kind of have to like.
No, it's 4 like this. It's flat. I swear, this is the thing. I'm just naturally that good at tactics and strategy. I'm basically a born couch warrior. I'm pretty sure I could win literally any war in history over the weekend.
over the course of the weekend.
With my superior attack. I played a lot of Total War, okay? I know how this goes.
I mean, that's fine. You're probably, I don't know anything about strategy.
My Total War tactics tend to involve unleashing a giant dragon upon my enemy while running in circles with cavalry, so we'll see how that works out.
I mean, that always works.
Beyond small team tactics and room clearing, I'm sure you probably know more than I do.
Listen,
unfortunately, we can't continuously like throw out Centurions or Wolverines.
Yeah, would be amazing though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, if so, then I'd be
mech.
like charging in all the time if we could.
Yeah, you just get one of those mechs with those self-repair nanomachines.
Oh wait.
I mean, it could happen.
Why don't we have those now?
Not 5 minutes in, we're talking about anime. I mean, just barely touching on anime. I know that people that like Battletech apparently for some reason don't like anime that much. So I'll avoid it, even though I have a show about anime. Talk about anime all the time.
I've been getting introduced to anime recently, so.
Same.
Oh, yeah?
Really?
Yeah.
Really? What one, Sid?
Kill a Kill.
Oh, wait, that's the one I suggested to Rad.
Yeah,
damn,
that's when
man.
I watched the whole thing.
That's like a heck of a one to choose for your first anime.
No, that's probably one of the best ones to choose.
I would say so.
Because
I'm actually thoroughly enjoying the hell out of that show.
We're gonna have to have a long conversation about it.
Here's the thing about Kill la Kill. There's a anime Reddit, and on it, people were like, list the most fan servicey shows possible. And someone put Kill la Kill, and like 50 people jumped in there and were like, technically, I guess you're right, but I never really felt like it was fan service. Like, no one was throwing boobs in my face.
I mean,
people will fight to the death
it's
fight
a yes
for a
and no
kill.
thing. It's like
50-50 hand.
It's got a lot of in your face stuff and some things that kind of made me feel very uncomfortable. The mom.
How far in are you? Are you at episode 16 or 17 yet?
Somewhere around there. I think the big bad girl got the crap beat out of her. She, her mom has her like held hostage, and that's just thoroughly uncomfortable.
Yeah, and in episode 16, 17, shit gets real as fuck. Like, that's the turning point for the series. I think I know where you're at, buddy. And that part is just kind of, I was like,
I think the last
Damn.
episode I saw, was that one. Where
It's very
Like,
jarring
okay.
at first, but then like as it
set this
became
aside for a little bit.
yeah, as it became part of the plot, like I became very forgiving of it. You know, I'm like when I realized it was a show about clothes and how ridiculous like the concept of clothing was, I was like, I can actually get behind like all the stupid outfits.
Notice the picture.
Yeah.
Nudist
nudist
beach.
beach.
He's still my favorite character from the whole
A
show.
nude nudist though.
He's hands down my favorite character from the show.
All right, listen, we got to move past the anime talk
right,
before
sorry.
all these grognards who like 30-25 are sitting around like,
Look.
oh my god, you're talking about anime. If you
I'm not
guys,
an anime person. Take it from a non-anime person. This is a show you should watch because it's fucking off the chain ridiculous.
if you Battletech fans want to help tactically advise our companions here,
Yeah.
feel free to do it in a manner that does not include the word retard or fuck, and I will pass it along.
Also, please keep in mind is if we take damage, that carries over. And
Yes.
Don't worry, they know. They
You'll
know.
believe
I
in
hope
God.
so. That one guy, I don't think he did.
No, they know.
that-
Listen, people are like, hey man, remember to go get the arm that fell off that Battlemech, and I'm like, don't worry, we got this.
Okay. That one
One
guy, like,
guy
reeled
was
me.
screaming. He was like, the crab, you must heal the crab first. It only has minor armor damage. And I'm like, you're correct. That's exactly what I did in the GM prep video. All right, let's do some
obviously
intros.
you heal the less wounded one first to make sure it doesn't become more damaged. We got you. And I was very adamant. It's like, we get the salvage, right? We get the salvage. Get the salvage.
Good salvage.
I mean, you got some
Salvage.
salvage. You blew up everything.
Sorry.
Some of you who watch my XCOM playthroughs might know that Cottontailed is colonel of the XCOM forces, and her advice is don't die. So
Solid.
as a
Brilliant.
colonel who repeatedly stood by exploding cars, I don't know how that kept happening, but yeah.
I don't trust cars in that game sometimes.
I mean,
Sometimes
that's
they just-
good because they explode randomly when they get
Yeah,
shot at.
and there's like usually there's supposed to be a warning, and then it's like, nah, I don't feel like giving you.
It
a
depends on
warning at
how
all.
badly the car gets damaged.
I always stand next to all the cars.
That's reasonable. Rad, let's start with our introduction for you, buddy. How's it been since Thanksgiving?
It's been good. I stand next to all of the cars, and I have not yet been blown up by a single one. So I live a charmed life. What I've been super busy. It's been since Thanksgiving. Is that right?
Yeah.
I had a whirlwind of a Thanksgiving break. I spent 4 days camping at this really nice state park in north central Texas. The weather was really great. It got down to like the 30s in the evenings and didn't get above the mid 60s in the afternoons. It was pretty awesome. Had a great time hanging out with the family. And then the day we got back, we had to clean the house to get ready for family to come over the next day, did the whole American Thanksgiving thing. I love Thanksgiving because I'm a big family person and I have a very large family. So I really enjoy getting together with my family and hanging out with them. So we did my wife's side of the family on Thanksgiving. Then we did my side of the family on Saturday. And yeah, so like that was just, and then Friday we did the Renaissance Festival here in Texas, the Texas Renaissance Festival, which I think is one of the largest Renaissance festivals in the country. I might be mistaken about that.
Pennsylvania's probably got you beat.
Somebody
but-
can Google it. Yeah, I'm sure there's some like Midwestern states out there somewhere that probably have them bigger. But
Oh no, Pennsylvania Ren Fair is like the
is
fucking,
that like the thing?
yeah.
Okay. Well, we have
like the
a
Death Star.
we have a giant like permanent facility that stays
Yeah.
there all year. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same kind of deal then probably. And yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I'm not saying we're the biggest, but it's got to be one of the larger ones in the country.
It's an old code, but it checks out.
So we did that, and that was always a lot of fun checking all that out. It always makes me wish I had a costume, but I don't. So I was thinking I wanted to next year I wanted to dress my daughter up like Valkyrie Mercy from Overwatch. I thought that would be kind of cool. So then I started trying to come up with like different Viking costumes, and maybe we could theme the whole family. But anyway, so then Saturday we had more family stuff, and Sunday was kind of a recovery day, and then this week has just been nonstop as everybody has gotten back to the grind. So yeah, it's been super busy, but busy with all the best kind of stuff. So I can't complain. And yeah, I'm excited to be back tonight. I missed Battletech. I did. Even though I was having fun doing other stuff, I really enjoy playing this game and being told how terrible I am at it, because I'm pretty much good at everything. So it's nice to be bad at something every once in a while, just to try it on for size. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know who got the least amount of damage in that last battle.
Oh yeah. I'll try better to
I
be
think
worse,
you're
I
doing
guess.
just fine.
Yous can't speak. I lost my bloody gem.
It wasn't me. That's
I
all.
mean, I'm gonna just point out that Bandito has repeatedly been killing everything. Like that is a man who kills things.
He definitely gets all the kill shots.
Yeah.
He's that person that has the most like kills on the not the most damage done necessarily, but the most.
Actually, I did like 90 damage to someone for by blowing
Only
up
if
his
you're
ammo.
counting exploding ammo. I don't count that.
I mean, that counts.
No, false.
Counts
I
as
saw
a
Justice
kill.
League, which is worth talking about. but
Is
not a
it
lot.
though?
But it's worth talking.
Is
It's
it?
only worth. It's only worth talking about insofar as it wasn't terrible. It was all right. It wasn't great. I would even maybe hesitate to say that it was good, but it was okay. I don't know if it's worth your movie theater dollars.
We can't talk Infinity War instead.
We can, yeah. I was underwhelmed by the trailer though. I didn't feel like I didn't feel like it showed much out really.
The callback was nice to
I didn't
the
have
Samuel
your,
L.
like,
Jackson line.
"Whoa." So I don't know.
I wasn't really blown away by anything.
I wasn't either. Just big purple toe head. That's it.
I'm expecting it to be excellent because Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and then Thor Ragnarok were.
They're on fire right now.
Yep.
Yeah. Justice League was just okay though. It was all right. The characters were surprisingly better than I thought they would be. If there's one thing that shines in the movie, it's kind of the characters. If the movie had come out 15 years ago, like around the same time that
Iron Man.
X-Men 2 came out.
Ooh, X-Men
Right,
2, that's where you're going with? All right.
Well, so like it is as color by numbers as you can be for like a superhero team up movie. And if it had come way earlier, it would have been a lot better. But now at this point, the bar has been set so high repeatedly by other team up superhero movies that it's kind of forgettable and unremarkable. Not because it's bad, just because you're seeing something you've already seen done not as well as you've already seen it done, I guess.
All right, let me float this by you real quick, Rad. You ready?
Okay. We'll probably disagree, but I'm ready.
Jurassic Park team-up movie. All the heroes from all the Jurassic Parks combined to take on one super park.
You had me at Jurassic Park. I'm a huge dinosaur nerd.
But wait.
I'll watch any dinosaur movie.
But wait, it's in space. And Jeff Goldblum is playing his character from Independence Day rather than his character from Jurassic Park.
Not his character from Thor Ragnarok? He's
No.
not going to be like the mastermind?
No, he's not going to be the Junk Lord.
Behind-
What was he called?
I can't even think of it
It was
now.
like, takes two people to have a revolution. I feel like we all won here today.
yeah.
So shit. He was just playing himself. He wasn't even playing a
Yeah,
character.
no. He goes and like DJs a music at some point while he's talking to people. Yeah, it was the best. Anyway, I would go see that movie. I would see Jurassic Park on the moon in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
I'll go see another. Fuck, the name always escapes me. I'll go see another giant robot movie too, just because it's got giant robots.
Oh,
in it.
you mean Pacific Rim?
Yeah, I don't even care that the first one was mostly trash. I'll go see a second one anyway because it has giant robots in it.
I mean, as long as it has Idris
my thought
Elba,
on it.
it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
Look at
But
that
it doesn't,
dog.
though. It just has his voice, and then it has
That's okay.
Finn from Star Wars.
Yeah,
so
it has
I'll go
good
see-
music though.
I remember seeing the first movie he was in. It was called Attack the Block.
Oh, I had never heard of that.
Oh my god, Attack the Block. It was so good.
Oh yeah, bloody brilliant.
It was so good.
He was a
but
good actor.
so
that
bad.
time.
Oh man, what was another one that was just this cheesily hilarious B movie? Damn.
Big ass spider.
What is that? The real name of a movie?
That can't be that.
It's
I can't
honest to
take
God,
that
big ass
seriously.
spider. It's not. It's like a sci-fi type movie you see on the Sci-Fi Channel. It's actually pretty. It's pretty funny. It's a movie that's bad, but it's good.
All right, Pondo, let's do your introduction now.
I'll keep it short and sweet since we wasted so much time. I'm Pondothemad. I play video games and stuff at the respected Twitch and YouTube at Pondothemad. And I've got a puppy here.
All right, next person. That was a waste of time.
Yeah, I know you. Yeah. We're gonna waste a ton of time. Like, I'm gonna slow us down. There's no reason for you to rush ahead. English, how's it going? You didn't have American Thanksgiving because you're not American,
no.
but
Poor guy.
yeah.
I got dragged off at the beginning this week to work on a construction site halfway across the country. Freaking pointing F-type ends and freaking data points. And spending freaking nights on a freaking cheap ass camper bed. So like that's like laying on the bed of bricks. If you ever come to the UK, never sleep in a travel lodge. I will keep
I'm gonna write that
down now.
At least you're home.
Yeah, at least I'm home. We got home early, which I'm thankful for.
All right.
Yeah, but on that, I got to see some family down there as well. Got drunk and had some fun.
Well, so you did basically have Thanksgiving.
I guess that's true.
It's the same thing.
Almost. Not quite.
Almost.
Sid, how about your week?
My week has been interesting with the social medias and the YouTubes and the controversies and the ladies. Oh my God. I didn't know where I was going to go with that.
Yeah, I don't know what that last one was.
It's been interesting with the whole Andrew Watt, Alex Maurer thing, with them trying to get my channel nuked with spurious privacy complaints of all things.
Yeah, I've been watching that. It's been pretty funny.
That's fun.
They're really bad at what they do.
Yeah. And they tried to create an imitation, a series of imitator Twitter accounts to try and force Twitter to just do a mass wipe and catch mine up in the sweep. So that's been fun. I filed for a trademark to prevent that from happening, because if they do decide to do that now, I have legal leverage I can use. Because trademark infringement is a thing.
It's been a rough time for you, bud.
Yeah, it's been a rough week. The movie I was thinking of was called Rock Jocks. I found it. It's a Felicia Day movie, and I thought it was
My God, Felicia Day. I can't even remember
really
the last movie she was in.
Oh man, yeah,
The
it has been a
Guild?
while, hasn't it? The Guild, I think so, is the most recent, or one of the most recent.
I mean, she's been on TV a lot because she was in
Wait,
Supernatural.
The Guild's not a movie. Are you talking about the Guild series?
Technically, yeah, the Guild the
Yeah.
series. It's kind of
Web
a movie.
Yeah, it is kind of a movie. It's just broken up into a lot of tiny little bits.
All right. She was also in the Guild music videos, which were definitely music videos.
Oh yeah.
I don't know where I'm going, Rad. You got me on that one. You got me on that
So
one.
yeah, it's been interesting. It's been very interesting. I've had a lot of people attacking me for stupid reasons on Twitter, so that's been fun. Basically, just knocking their noses into the dirt.
Yeah, I don't understand why people say that you're somehow against trans people. We've been on a shit ton of shows with trans people. Fucking baffles me.
It's because, well, you know, it's that
Communicated
whole thing
with
where
them on a weekly basis.
where one person says one thing and they tell 10 other people, and then further down the line, and then, you know, 7 people down the line, you know, that person, I have definitive proof that person horribly murdered a dozen people. You know, it just gets blown out of proportion.
Did
from
you
one person
murder a dozen people horribly?
I can neither confirm nor deny such
See, that's the
things.
thing you really just need to flat out deny. Like,
It's a great possibility. I'm going to go with maybe.
You probably emotionally murdered people, but not physically.
I mean, I have. I won't deny that. So yeah, and EA continues to put their feet just squarely into their mouths this week. Like
What do they
every
do
day,
now?
it's something new with EA. It's like I decided, it's like I'm just gonna wait a couple of days instead of doing another EA video, and I'm glad I did, because 3 days in a row it was something bad that they did. It was they're saying that they couldn't do cosmetics for loot boxes because, you know, they have to worry about the canon. So, you know, no pink Darth Vaders. Ha 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 ha. And then everyone remembers. It's like, hey, Star Wars Battlefront EA in 2015 had a host of customized and skins and specialized stuff, and none of that is in Battlefront 2. And then data miners found, oh, here's all this customizable character stuff in Battlefront 2 that's actually in the game. It's just locked away and nobody can see it.
I saw that BioWare was coming out with some new hotness as far as action RPG Anthem thing. What's it called?
Probably Anthem.
Yeah. That's what it was.
Yeah, that's going to be yet another open world,
another Destiny-esque.
Yeah, it's basically
game.
It's basically Destiny meets Grand Theft Auto.
BioWare.
You're not interested in that, Arthur?
They're dead to me.
Yeah, and then they have USC 3, which has a more predatory, more vile microtransaction implementation than Battlefront 2 had. This is disgusting.
BioWare.
I don't know what we're gonna do with them. I don't know.
Just say no to BioWare.
EA, folks, not even once.
This once fine company has fallen so far from what they were.
Yeah, it's a shame too.
I'm just going to continue to sit here and be a Blizzard fanboy for the rest of my
Yeah,
life.
there's no problem with being
play
a
every
fan of
game that
Blizzard.
they ever published.
Yeah.
There's no problem.
I mean, there's a reason it takes them
Blizzard
5 to
whatsoever.
8 years to release a game.
Yeah, the only one I've never played was
they're not listening
the
right
mobile
now.
one.
That's fine.
Whatever that one was.
Oh, Heroes of the Storm?
Yeah, Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah, it's fucking horrible. So
Well, I don't know. I just never got into that kind of game.
It's
so I never
bad.
tried it. Is it bad? I don't know. Because I would have
I
no
think it's fun.
comparison for it. So I have a hard. I mean, I don't believe you because it's a Blizzard game, so I'm sure it's amazing. But
It's chill.
I mean,
it's a chill compared to the other MOBAs.
I still rip on any game that has any form of loot crates in it, cosmetic or no. But I still play Overwatch and Heroes of the Storm.
I mean,
I don't give a damn about the loot crates, and Heroes of the Storm is free, and I don't put any money into it. So
I mean, didn't they get the whole loot crate idea from like card games, right? Buying packs of card games. It's the same thing.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Just like Magic has always been that way. I mean, baseball cards have been that way. You never know what if you're gonna get good cards or bad cards.
I wouldn't use Magic the Gathering to.
It's like card
they're
packs
horrible.
meet slot machine.
Yeah.
Is basically what it is. And it's that slot machine aspect that helps rope people in because it's got the flashy lights and the pretty colors and the anticipation and
I love my flashy lights, and then I'm always mad when they're not gold.
I'm always mad too, but it's not because they.
I don't know.
Life in general.
I usually
I
get pretty
always-
lucky with that kind of stuff.
I'd always remember buying Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards when I was younger.
Yeah, it's the same thing, right?
And just getting freaking
Pokemon didn't even
gold
exist when I was a little
shinies.
kid.
Man, I used to buy my Pogs.
Oh, yeah,
and all
Sid,
the
tell
really
us how
bad
old you
Pogs
are.
instead of Good Pogs, you know what I'm talking about?
In the before times.
I remember playing Pokemon in like middle school. Yeah.
I remember making fun of my little brother when he played Pokemon in middle school.
You son of a bitch.
See, it was all about the Pogs when I.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I was
fuck
saying.
Pogs.
You got to
Are
buy
you
the
serious?
Pogs. Yeah,
Get out.
Get yourself a sick yin and yang slammer so you could get all the
Mega
Pogs.
Man.
Oh yeah.
I remember freaking playing Beyblade. I'll say.
Beyblade?
I
Yeah.
remember.
Listen, I can't take Beyblade seriously ever since they implied that Moses parted the Red Sea with a Beyblade.
I've seen some really funny
I
Beyblades.
know. This is when
That was too good.
Beyblade was new. It was the first freaking dubbed.
Bays have
Beyblade.
appeared at strategic points in history, changing the tide.
Should
I'll
ask the
tell you-
Catholic Church. So is this canon now?
Yeah.
When I was in 7th grade, I was in shop class, and we had our metalworking unit where we all got to like use a torch and cut a thing out of metal and shine it up, and that's basically all it was. Like cut out a shape and shine it, or like grind down the edges. And this one kid, this is what Pogs were really big when I was in the 7th grade, right? So he decided he was going to do a slammer for his, but he made like a frisbee sized circle as his slammer. And he's like, I want to paint it yin yang. And the shop teacher was like, I'm just gonna paint one side black and the other side white, because we weren't doing stencils or anything like that. He's like, well, black side, white side, it's fine. So then I remember the kid going up and being like, I'm gonna play with my new slammer, and like guys put their Pogs down right, and he takes this fucking like 5-pound chunk of like sheet metal slams it down on the ground and like cuts half of the dogs in half. I'll always remember the big clang sound that it made, and all of the kids, like groundhogs, they all shot their heads up and looked for like the nearest adult that was like beelining towards them. That's my Pog story.
Oh boy. All right. For me, we had an earthquake here for like the first time. It's the first earthquake I've ever experienced, and it's the first one in the Delaware area in like 20 years. My cat just fucking freaked out as it started. It was like a 5.1. It was super minor. You know, I was like, oh, there must be a truck, like a big construction truck backing. And then I was like, oh, it's shaking a little bit hard for that. My cat was just like, wow, wow, like R2-D2 set on fire, screaming, running in circles, hid under the bed, couldn't get her out for an hour. Man, she was super upset. So mad.
Poor thing.
Other than that, I don't know that I have much to share. Thanksgiving week was a thing. Oh, I won my Shokugeki. I was challenged by my community. Every year, someone wants to say if they're better cook than I am. And I don't even change my recipe. I just make stuffing waffles every year, and no one can defeat me. You'd think, knowing, I even give my recipe to people, and they're like, I'll get you next year. And I'm like, I guess it's not like it's very hard to defeat someone who gives you the recipe, and just I win again.
So are you undefeated at this?
I am. For the last 3 years, I'm undefeated at defending my title as master of the Thanksgiving leftovers.
Who judges it?
The community judges it. They just,
so they have like
they just casually poll, and they're like, "Who was the best?" And it's always me. And it's probably because I'm the only one who makes stuff fresh right there in the kitchen.
Maybe they're scared that if they don't vote you the winner, then next year they
won't show up.
The stuffing waffles.
You know, they like my chili, but I never win the chili contest. I always end up in like second or third, but they just fucking go nuts over these stuffing waffles.
Those sound amazing, though. They really do.
I know. We ran out of turkey gravy almost immediately. My mom came to help me. We ran out of chicken broth, so we had to like get some from the community. We had to get like 8 cups of extra chicken broth, which was crazy, but the stuffing was so dry. And then I was like, 2 giant cans of turkey gravy. There's no way we'll run out. Everybody wants this fucking turkey gravy. I'm like, look at this fine maple syrup that's had cran raisins soaking in it for a week. You want this stuff? And they're like, oh, I'll take the turkey gravy. And I'm like, I do not have enough turkey gravy for 80 people. Can someone take the goddamn syrup? We ran out. The people had to take the goddamn syrup. Can't
What's wrong
believe
with
it.
syrup? I love syrup. I put syrup.
I know. It was so confusing.
You have to bring more next time.
I would have just done half and half. I would.
I'm just like Vince Vaughn in Wedding Crashers. I put syrup on everything. Every meal.
Thanks, Red.
I have some in my truck for when I buy a hamburger. Syrup.
Just driving down the road, drinking.
I bought GTA 5, and I think it's destroying my life. Like, listening to all the music.
A little bit while you were playing golf.
I know. I was streaming, and you'd think I'd be doing like the missions and exciting stuff and stealing cars, and I was like, let's play some tennis. All right, let's play some golf. People were like, I love watching this, and I'm like, I have no idea why. We're not doing anything. We're literally doing nothing.
See, that's the trap of golf. That's why so many people watch it. Because like I popped in I was like, oh, I'll just see what he's doing for real quick. I ended up sitting there for half an hour.
Oh my God.
I have stuff to do.
I played the golfing on GTA, but I didn't play it for just playing the golf. I did it to get extra XP and money.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've won a golf game with all the characters now, so
Yeah.
I haven't played GTA.
I mean, on the multiplayer.
GTA 3.
Oh, you're missing out. Vice City was really good.
I've heard that they've all been really good.
I go back and forth on 5. In 5, pretty much all of the characters are total shitbags all the time. They have no redeeming qualities. They treat each other like garbage. They treat everyone around them like garbage. Everyone
Franklin-
reminds them that they are garbage.
Franklin's all right.
They're
Franklin's good.
constantly swearing nonstop. Like, I mean, I know that's not terrible, but like, because I do that all the time.
That's just Trevor.
They
for you.
treat each other like shit.
I was told that I look just like the player character in Grand Theft Auto 3 for the longest time.
I don't know about that. I don't remember GTA 3.
I don't think the character in GTA 3 had a beard. But
Well, I mean, how many years ago was this? I didn't have a beard then either.
that's all right. Then that'd be fair.
I was probably
I can
40,
see it.
probably 40 pounds lighter also.
When I played Vice City, I found this freaking weird thing that no one else knew, that you could actually get a co-op mode in Vice City.
I still
Vice
think
City
you
was
look like
amazing.
Maximus Decimus
Oh,
Meridian.
Commander of the armies of the North,
I'll
husband
take
to a murdered wife, father to a
Father
murdered
to a
child.
son.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? All
God
right.
damn it, Sid.
Speaking of, anything else we need to cover before we
That's
get
right.
started? The audience is probably like simmering in rage at how, like, we covered anime. We spent 30 minutes doing this.
You guys are even tactically bad at talking about yourselves.
Oh, I'm
So-
amazing at talking about myself. I'm a streamer. All right.
I mean, if you want me to keep talking about random stuff, I can start
No,
talking.
no, we'll get started.
Like I came across this game last week. No.
No, we're getting started. Previously, on A Time of Total Warfare, Episode 2, the party managed to finish out their fight, part of Descending Shield, where they killed off half of the McDougal family, retreated back to base, heavily damaged, losing a mech in the process, and were berated for their lack of order following. They now find themselves in conference with their employer, their client by the name of...
Do they wheel me in a wheelchair?
No,
Or
no.
dirty?
Listen, we'll get to that at the end of the conversation. The client by the name of Percival Bronstein. He's 6 foot tall. He's got those little tiny beady glasses that only cover the pupils of their eyes. He's got like a futuristic retro haircut thing going on with like the sides of his head shaved and then like weird runes carved in the top and half of a beard like in a mohawk fashion. It's super weird. And as you
I've
come
seen that in real life, actually.
in, really,
Yes, it is just as weird as you describe it.
yeah. I mean, it's total Jeff Goldblum character.
It's
here.
like they don't like this guy had like just a beard going down through here.
yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is.
That's just
So he adjusts his glasses and says, "Ah, yes, yeah. Well, you are probably First Lieutenant Maxwell Harridan, and I suspect that the rest of you are the members of the Crow's Eyes, yes?
Yes, sir.
Ah, well, I am the guildmaster of the Merchants Association on this planet. My name is Percival Bronstein. I'm curious, First Lieutenant, how do you explain your unusual lack of following orders in the recent engagement?"
So you have my deepest apology.
My apologies. Please, gentlemen, take a seat. Take a seat.
Oh, yes.
Can I offer you any refreshments? I have whiskey and also some fine warm beers and some sandwiches.
am I in I'm thinking I'm
You're
in
still
a
not in a
right now.
wheelchair. Don't worry. Your
Okay,
damage
I'm not.
is gonna hit
I'm
you
not
later.
almost dead. Okay,
Yeah.
then I'll take a seat like normal.
I'm fine, thank you. I appreciate it, gentlemen.
No water, tea, nothing like that.
Yes to all of that.
Very well. I will have the
One of you,
Tracy, come in here. So they wheel out like a tea service covered in stuff. You get the idea that even though this is kind of a stark utilitarian guild room, that this guy is throwing around a lot of cash to impress you, even though you're just like regular mercenary grunts. First Lieutenant, you were about to tell me why you were disobeying orders in the middle of a combat situation, yes?
Yes, sir. I apologize for that. First off, it's not normally our intention to do such things. However, as you understand, in combat situations, things are typically rather fluid. And it was determined at that point in time that these bandits had very clear goals in mind and that they had suffered some damage of some sort. And so I made a tactical decision to persevere and hold out in defense of the spaceport to make sure they didn't procure supplies that they would need to be able to outfit themselves better.
Yeah.
Feel that
That's very
if we
important.
did that, I feel that if we did that, we would still be facing a much larger threat from these bandits as opposed to where we are now.
No, in some ways you are completely correct. Had the bandits made it to the secondary spaceport, they would have been able to find the units that I had procured there. I'm sure that now that you have lost the mech, you've been looking into purchasing new things on the planet,
Yes, so we
like
have
the
indeed.
Zeus. All of
Yes, so we
those
have.
3 mechs are waiting at the spaceport for sale. I, as the guildmaster, had purchased them on behalf of the Merchants Association to try to sell to the local militia. You understand, yes?
Yes.
And, of course, if we had lost them to Morrison's extractors, it would have been very bad. So, it's a confusing situation. Your actions have directly contributed to my financial success, but I cannot have my mercenaries disobeying me. So, what is a humble merchant to do? I ask you this, First Lieutenant.
Well, sir, I apologize. My military training in the Lyran Alliance has always presented us with options of command authority override in situations such as those, to where, those back at command might not always be able to see things that are readily apparent to us in the field. I apologize if I stepped over the line in that regard, and I will guarantee that if that's your wish, I will not do so in the future. But I was merely doing my best to look out for the best interests of my client.
Ah, well, I'll tell you what. In the future, I will have someone look out for my best interests for me. How does that sound?
Very good, sir. Thank you.
Ah, yes. So it turns out that in the contract I have signed with your company, I have included a proviso to allow for a local member of the militia of my choosing in order to act as a liaison officer to ensure that you don't break any local rules. I am activating that provision of the contract. I found a fine young gentleman, the deputy logistics officer of the militia. He is the youngest person ever to make major on the militia at the age of 25. Yes. look at Rat's face. He knows what's happening. I am told he is completely expendable and very available.
I think at this time, Bandito's
Very
giving like a
available to-
knowing look to Sarge.
To join your troops. He will be overwatching your operations in a nearby command vehicle, and you will obey his orders as if they were my orders. Now, of course, normally my orders would need to be passed through your commander and down to you. However, with this provision, he will be taking direct battlefield command of your unit. I trust that you have no issues with this young man.
I have a
None
question.
whatsoever, sir.
I have a question, sir. If
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not speaking out of line.
No, this is not a military situation. We are merely eating over the coffee and the tea. Well, just say your mind. I'm sorry, I did not catch your name.
I go by Bandito. or
Oh,
you call me-
yes, you are the one that blows up all of the mechs. Yes,
I'm
you
like
are.
eyeing
I
Bandito
don't
very
do it. Okay, the
carefully.
first one was unintentional. The second one was on purpose.
I'm sorry, you unintentionally are doing your job.
Well, I just planned on to damage it, but apparently the punch went through the armor into the ammo bay.
I understand. Such things happen when you work with heavy machinery. Things happen.
Yeah, but I was going to ask, how much experience does this major have?
Yes. Well, Major Roth Lee, I think I have his file here. Yes. Major Lee has 3 years in his position as a logistics officer. He entered into the service as a captain and was recently promoted to major. I understand he's very good at his job as deputy commander of logistics. His father is a major arms contributor on this planet and deals heavily in the business. Don't mind that part. I'm sure he's completely capable, knows quite a bit about munitions.
Does he have field? Does he have like actual field experience?
I believe he is a flag officer of some kind for the militia. Field experience probably isn't one of his strong suits, but you'd have to discuss that with him.
Uh-huh.
So
Now,
let me
if
get
I
this
if
straight.
I may ask, sir, will this Major be fighting alongside us, or will
No,
he
no,
be
no, of
back in
course
command?
not. He has a nice, comfortable command vehicle, which he will be placing near the battlefield with satellites and communications and sensors. He'll be observing you from a distance and relaying orders to you.
I see, sir. Very good. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. The Federated Commonwealth military has been experimenting with this, the Mech Commander project. It will be fine. I'm sure Major Lee is completely up to the challenge here. I'm sorry. I believe your name is Staff Sergeant McGurk, yes? Do you have something to add here? You have some reservations, it seems.
Your best option was to get some support staff oak leaf in diapers with no field experience. You're going to put them in an armored vehicle in the same place where giant killer robots are shooting lasers and guns at one another.
I'm
And you're
with
going to put your faith in that individual to direct us in a deadly situation on the battlefield.
Yeah.
And you're
I'm with Sergeant. That sounds like a bad. Not to hurt your judgment, sir. It doesn't sound like. It
Yeah,
sounds
yeah, no,
unsafe
no.
for him.
Yeah,
But
this is perfectly fine. You,
the,
of course,
the lieutenant here has already proven that he will look out for your best interests, and it has paid off for you.
you must
At no
understand.
cost of your own. He did exactly what you asked him to do.
The decision is not entirely in my hands, gentlemen. I have stakeholders.
It sounds like it's up to this boy's daddy.
I have stakeholders I must answer to, gentlemen. You understand how
so-
it is.
right.
It seems to me that the major conundrum here in this particular instance comes from the resulting lack of following the chain of command when it came to the battle overall. However, it's, these sort of things happen all the time. Feints are used. Open broadcasts are made all the time to force redirections of the enemy. There's a possibility something like that could occur.
Gentlemen, I am sorry. While we are here having a discussion, this particular part of the contract is not up for discussion. Such a decision was made months ago when we began negotiations with Chorus Black. And while I do appreciate your candor in this matter, I am telling you what will happen, not asking you for your opinion, although I do value it. We will use this arrangement for some time, and then, as a man who is very vested in employee satisfaction, we'll check in with everyone after a few weeks and see how we're doing. Major Rod Lee, I know his father quite well. He's a member of the Sluice Merchants Association, and I am sure that his son is as reasonable as he is. Very competent man.
When do we get to meet the kid? I mean, the major.
You will meet him the first time you go out on maneuvers, I understand. He has no desire to meet with you while he is still doing his regular duties. He will only be showing up once you are deployed in a combat situation.
Of course. All right.
So you are.
He has been fully briefed on your files and is completely prepared to command you, I'm told.
Sir, if I
Sir.
may, if
Yeah?
we are being expected to entrust our lives to this person, I think it would behoove us to be able to at least meet, sit down, and have a conversation with the man for 5 minutes beforehand.
I will do what I can to arrange that. However, you may need to use your own channels and personal persuasion in order to accomplish it. The Major is quite a busy man. He is in charge of rearming the militia right after they had a fight with pirates. They had several losses, and more importantly, the aerospace fighters expended all of their ammunition chasing the pirates down to the halfway point between the planet and the jump. Yes. So I suspect that he is very busy rearming, repairing all of the things that he is capable of doing.
Of course.
Well, let me cut to the part where we can begin negotiations. It is my understanding that you are down exactly one mech, and you will need another light reconnaissance mech in order to replace it. As it happens, my organization has such a thing available. After the War of 3039, my family privately acquired one Draconis Combine Panzer in relatively good shape. And I am willing to offer it to your unit at a reasonable price. Is this something that you're interested in?
Out of character, we don't make those kind of purchasing decisions, do we?
I mean, so the thing is, it's Dr. Sean Goldhirsch's decision.
Yeah, that's his
because
money.
he
So it's kinda...
personally has the insurance payout from his
Oh,
gender.
okay.
Well, it's up to the kid. It's his money. Does that interest your son?
It does interest me. Exactly how much are we talking about?
Well, you know how it can be with these kind of things. Just, and then he pulls out some paperwork and
$3 million double dollars.
begins to go. It's not quite that high. It's too.
Thunder.
So, we get to make our first roll out of mech cockpits of negotiations. So you need to decide who's negotiating for your team.
I should open up my.
Who would be the best of us among us? I'd say it'd be the lieutenant, wouldn't it?
For what are we?
Negotiation skill.
Negotiation. Let me grab my character sheet.
Decent.
Negotiation. My negotiation actually sucks. I've got a -1 to it.
That's really bad.
I can't believe Arthur's. You son of a bitch.
I got -2. Actually, it's I got terrible charisma, so it's now.
You understand strategy just as well as you said you did.
So $3 million double dollars. Got it.
You know exactly what you've done.
Oh,
I mean, it wasn't just me; it was the whole audience watching.
well, the thing
you
was, he
react.
talked about it before we ended last time.
Yeah,
Giving us
yeah.
a field grade.
That's what he
code
talked
to tell
about.
us
And
what to do on the...
I knew he was going to do it. That's the problem. Now it's happening. I'm just like, this is not
I
great.
couldn't keep a straight face during that.
It's
That was
so real though, dude. It is so real. This is so real life. The realism of this campaign just became a world simulator because that's just
This is probably like so surreal to you, Rad.
Rad's like a 27-year-old major happened to me in real life.
You just
I thought this
He
was
stood
supposed to
behind
be
me and told me to
fantasy.
do 50 push-ups.
you just played back the last 9 years of my life.
It's like that. It's oddly familiar.
How are we doing on checking negotiation skills here?
I think it's technically -4.
Oh my god!
I got shit.
Please
charisma.
don't tell me I have the best one and a -1. Please
Well,
don't.
my
tell me that.
charisma is -2.
You look at the role benefit column, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a -6.
Holy shit.
They're like 500. I'm like 400. They're like 600. I'm like, God damn it.
700. You got a deal.
English. Yeah.
English.
I'm trying to find what my character sheet,
Oh boy.
but I don't think I have anything in
Is
negotiation.
there not like a stat array that we could use for the attributes?
No, you can't just ignore the stats you've already rolled up.
Shit.
Everybody going for the medium mechs at the cost of their ability to perform any useful skill.
That's true.
I mean,
I have plenty of useful skills. Just negotiate isn't one of them.
I do too.
I want to cut back.
Just not negotiation.
What Pondo was mentioning at the beginning of play was that his character has actually been knocked out from the 2 cockpit hits that went to his mech. And at the end of this meeting, he's going to have to check to see whether he starts passing out and dying from all that damage.
Yeah.
You know, delayed. It happens, you know, I'm sure that's
Right
a
now,
medical
he's still
thing.
in shock, so he doesn't really
Yeah.
feel it yet.
It's only been a day. He'll be fine when he...
It's like, I know there's a piece of shrapnel in my head right now, but I don't
It's
really
like
feel
after
it that
you get
well.
into a car accident and your neck doesn't start hurting until
Yeah.
the day after.
It's like I got a piece of like just metal sticking out of my chest.
Yeah.
Do you not
He's
feel
just been
that
coughing.
now?
He's just been coughing up blood, and he's like, "Yeah, business as usual." It's fine.
I mean, if
might
he was
need
just
to-
sitting there staring at the guy with a piece of rebar sticking out
Oh,
of his chest or something, he probably
Yeah.
could get a bonus to
Listen,
negotiation.
If you get a piece of rebar inside
For
your body while
intimidate.
you're in a battle mech, you have some pretty serious skill.
with
Just
a
saying.
a body
got
stat
bigger
of
problems.
with a body stat of 2, he's probably used to like occasionally sneezing out like cerebral spinal fluid every once in a while. Anyway,
That reminds
Oh,
me,
the
Sid,
tetanus is kicking in.
what was
brain matter
Deathwish's body
again.
rating?
Mine?
Yeah,
Let me.
because you
scroll
have
back
glass
over.
jaw, so any cockpit hit deals 3 points of damage to you instead of 2.
Yeah, I have glass jaw. I have
Yeah,
one
it's really,
point of
really
glass jaw. I have a body of 1.
All right,
Oh my
you will
God.
actually one hit to your cockpit, you will literally die. You'll have to make
Why
a
did you
check to
guys
see
dump
whether
your body?
you
What
die
are you
or not.
thinking?
I didn't really dump it. I just didn't
You
consider
literally
it.
have like a walker with tennis balls on
Yeah, I
each of
have
the 4
no
legs.
negotiation
Like you can
whatsoever.
barely fucking walk.
All right, no negotiation. It sounds like Deathwish. You have a -1, which puts you at the best. This guy's a +5.
Oh my god, really?
Yep.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he
Plus
starts
5.
handing you guys contracts and paperwork, leasing fees, all sorts of crap.
I don't have a +5 in anything.
I
got
rolled
a
a
Oh no, my
6.
negotiation is a -1.
So
Oh, yours is-
I with my -1, that's a
You
5.
get a 5. He has a 5 plus 6 is 11. The difference between you is 6, so you get a 30% markup on the mech.
Holy shit.
That means he's gonna offer you the mech for.
I'm going to figure out how to up our
Yeah,
game
no
up.
shit.
We need to.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's going to be a very important skill as we mercenaries acquire gear.
Who would've
Unless
thought?
I could just sneak in and steal the shit.
One of us needs to intentionally die so they can just re-roll another character that's good at all the
I
things
mean,
you
I
clearly
might
forgot.
possibly die here. I gotta.
All right, he offers it to you for 3.2 million, which is 20,000 credits more than you have. I'm sorry, 2,000 credits more than you have.
Mhm.
I could front you alone.
Probably get paid off that loan next time we get paid.
Dude, you guys look like Tom Hanks on the island in Castaway. Like that's your physique essentially.
Yeah. I skipped push-up day.
Ribs sticking out.
Jesus.
I would have gone with Cerberus Snape, but
Yeah,
it just slithered across the ground.
you're like Mr. Burns.
I mean, that's Deathwish right now with this one body.
Plus,
It
yeah,
is
he's got,
glass
like,
jaw.
Like one.
he's got
So
the
he looks
liver
like he could
spots on
break
his
at any
skin.
second. You'd be
He's
afraid
like
to hit
30
him with.
years old.
You'd be afraid to hit him with a paper ball because you just go.
Yeah.
Hey, I grew up a rich royal.
All right,
You're,
goal
you're
set.
Samuel L. Jackson's Mr. Glass.
You want to
You fall
accept
down the
this
stairs,
contract?
you die.
Hmm.
Steve Rogers before the serum. Yeah, that's a good one.
I do accept the contract.
All right.
But yeah,
But yes,
I
I
was
do.
going to see if there's any freaking catches in the contract.
Nope. What is interesting about this Panther is that, like you, the previous owner was a graduate of Sun Jiang Military Academy, and so it already has a katana and wakizashi painted beneath the cockpit to indicate his
Neat.
status as a samurai, which
Mhm.
technically, as a graduate, you are also entitled to. But it is still painted in Draconis Combine colors, so it's all black and red.
Womp womp.
That's
Yeah, but-
fine.
Okay, how many loot boxes do we need to open to
No,
unlock
fuck off.
the?
So they arranged for the mech to be transferred across town via mech loaders over the next 2 days, and at that time you will be the proud owner of one Panther.
Mhm.
Okay, so that cost me 2,000 credits.
Yep. It
And I will
costs
pay you that back
everything.
next time we get
It is
paid.
a PNT 9R Panther with SRM pack and PP.
Actually, I'll give you those 2,000 credits, being it's basically my fault you lost your mech anyways.
That's one way to look at it.
That's mighty kind of you, Lieutenant.
Generosity.
You could probably get that back off Pondo Oh, because it's basically his fault I lost
No, I'll
money.
just wait for him to die and then I'll sell his mech.
You don't own his mech.
He owns his mech. So whoever he feels like willing it off to.
Sergeant, I have these documents that I need you to sign real quick.
None of
don't
you
mind.
own your
Don't
mech.
pay attention to what they are. Just normal, everyday stuff.
Well,
I
gentlemen,
mean,
might I add that this has been a very fine contract signing. I always enjoy doing business. Now, is there anything else that I can do for you to help improve your stay as your employer and host while you're on planet?
No, sir. Thank you. I think you've done quite a lot already.
Well, please take these complimentary comlinks. They are branded in the Bronstein name, and my phone number is 1 on the speed dial. If you need me for any reason, just hit 1.
Do they
Thank
look
you,
like
sir.
Nokia cell phones?
Yeah,
Is that what they-
exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
Love it.
Would
I get a hip holster on my belt. I'll put it in.
would I be able to get the
is it with your swim shorts?
Yes.
Major's medical history sent to my office?
You would have to cover that with the militia themselves.
Would I be able to get their information? so I
Yes,
can
of course,
reach
of
out?
course. I'll tell you what, I will set you up with the phone number of the liaison officer that I use.
Thank you very much.
I will have my people contact your people. I believe that is your communications and intelligence officer, yes? Yeah.
Mhm.
Is there anything else that you need? Well then, I will
I
get
don't
that
suppose you have any
information
word or a line on any form of spare parts, myoma muscle fibers, anything like that.
I am afraid that your chief technical officer has already ordered everything that I have. Dr. Michael Voring, yes. We have several parts coming in. It's going to be about 1 month for most of your mechs to be fully repaired, from what I understand.
Very good, sir. Thank you very much for your time.
Indeed,
I do
indeed.
appreciate it.
Yes, he is very good at driving the hard bargain. Negotiating with him was like fighting a Wolverine.
Yes,
I'm
I'd
not
rather
sure what
do
that's
that.
supposed to mean.
You have never seen the Wolverine fight? Oh, I do not mean the Battlemech. I'm sorry. I mean the.
Oh, you mean the
small
animal? Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
vicious
Okay.
claws.
Yeah, no,
Yes,
those things
yeah,
are terrifying.
Yeah.
Go after moose.
I don't know what that is.
That's a big. Never mind.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, it has been a pleasure meeting all of you. I hope to meet you again. Perhaps we can do this some other week. And do give my best to your captain.
Of course, sir. Thank you.
Indeed. And at that point, Bandito, I need you to make a consciousness check.
I take another sandwich off the tray before it walks away.
Would you like a bag to go? I'm not going to do anything.
No, he's just double fisting 2 sandwiches. One is about halfway eaten, and the other one is a fresh one that he's just grabbed.
Are you sure that you
Sticking
can't get
sandwiches
Tracy
between
to...
fingers.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Tracy, get them a go bag, yeah? Yeah?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's
well,
fine.
I
I'll
mean, that's
take
what
the
I'm
to
here
go.
for. Oh, you would like the bag to go. Yes.
Thank you, though.
Yes, sir. That'd be nice.
Ah,
There's
yeah.
there's the empty beer bottle and empty shot glass like down at his feet that he's just set down on the ground when he was done with them.
Don't worry about any of that. It's Tracy's
I wasn't
job to
gonna.
clean that up. Oh,
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. What do I need to roll to not die?
All right. So here's the thing. You need to make a consciousness check. It's a 7. You need to pass. You add your body to it. However, your body is currently 0 because you've been shot a bunch of times. And even worse, because your body's penalized, you take a -2 to this roll. So you need to roll a 9.
Oh my god.
So if I don't pass this, I die, right?
You start dying immediately.
He's gonna stand up and immediately, like, the blood is gonna rush from his head and he's gonna fall right over.
Oh,
like,
that's the
onto like the side of a table and like flip the table up. And...
The good news is that you have your doctor, who's an expert surgeon, standing right next to you. But
Things don't look good.
Tell me Gold Stag is bad.
he's about to roll double 5s. Always bet on black. Yep,
Oh
you
my
rolled
God,
like
5.
garbage. All right, as you're walking out of the meeting room,
Indeed, you did.
Bandito just collapses onto the floor, and blood is trickling out of his mouth. And the
Unenthusiastically, Sarge just goes, medic.
I'm right here. You nitwit.
I'm just like
Uh,
walking along, like hands
Nick.
clasped at the small of my back. Doctor, do you see that, please?
this-
Just unconscious.
Well, you guys
Snoring a
are
little
not
bit.
nearly alarmed enough at how deadly this guy is going to be very shortly.
Drink some water, rub some dirt on it. You'll be fine.
That's not how
Robitussin.
that works.
You need some Robitussin.
Oh my god.
Sarge just steps over him after he said medic.
All right,
Uh,
doctor, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna pull out one of my med kits and see if I can patch him up to get back to base.
All right, he requires major surgery at this point from failing that roll.
If
You
only we
can
had a
attempt-
Lazarus patch.
You can attempt to stabilize him. Let's
Is he like
see.
internal bleeding? Is that what's happening?
Yeah,
Like,
it's pretty bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna
All right,
do
you need
that.
to stop blood
Stabilize
loss, and process follows the same rules as stopping blood loss, but you have a +2 to the roll if you're performing it while not in combat. All right, that's pretty good. 2 specific wound effect. All right, we'll figure out what you're doing. Stun, stopping bleeding. To successfully stop a character's blood loss, a friendly character must spend an entire turn executing a medical skill check.
Is there
Wounded
such a thing
characters-
as an aid?
Do you have any skill in med technology?
I
On
have
my-
MedTech General. I do
Yes,
have
all right.
a +1 to that.
You can give him a +1 to his roll.
can more than one person do that or
Not
no?
for this.
Fine.
So
Okay,
Deathwish
can I-
is acting as the nurse. All right,
I have a
+4
+2,
med
but
tech
Sarge
roll.
would not help, so I won't.
so you have a +3 to this roll, and I think you need to make an 8.
I would put a tourniquet on him.
Oh, plus whatever your
On
med
his
tech
neck.
skill is.
-4.
Really, you have a
Get a
+4. All right, you
+4.
have a +7.
Yeah,
So you
+7.
literally you don't even have to make a roll for this. Like,
Can I
even if-
assist somehow with martial arts?
Wait, if you roll double ones, you actually fail automatically. All right, you do need a roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll.
This is where you roll symbol 1 and I die.
Huh?
Oh
No,
my
oh,
god.
no.
Oh my god. I'm just zooming all the way in there. It's a
That's,
1 and a 2.
You cut that a little bit too close there.
Well, if he rolled one more, that would have been a 6.
This is so bad. Like, Bandito, like, Deathwish and Goldstag go down to stop his bleeding. And, like, blood is gushing out his mouth. All of a sudden, he just starts, like, bleeding out of his arm. Like,
Even the
it's,
lieutenant gets down there and like stabilizes the head. And Sarge is just standing over the whole like debacle, just eating a sandwich.
it's clear that the whole time, Bandito's been internally bleeding. Like, at some point, Goldstag has to cut into him. And it's just like, he's like, the chest cavity's filled. We got to suck the blood out. Someone help me get this lung uncollapsed.
So you're saying I shouldn't have left that shrapnel in my chest?
You're unconscious, man. You're
Oh,
you're
okay.
fucking
All right,
unconscious.
that's fair.
You're nearly dead. I want to
That's what your
emphasize
spirit that is floating above your body is saying as you're having this out of body.
you're traveling down a river, and there's someone on the far riverbank that's like, Bandito, it's your family. Bandito, forget
Well,
about the
they're dead.
bounty hunter.
Wait,
Nope,
You're
not
doing
dead.
like the
Does that mean I'm
Michelangelo
dead?
painting towards your dead family, like into the light.
So on one hand, you're
blame
alive,
Mechwarriors.
but
Uh-huh.
you still require major surgery in order to recover from this.
Sweet.
And then you'll have to heal over time. All right, so surgery levels, blah 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 blah.
Your dog is so sad that you are dying.
Yeah.
I know.
You have a surgery bay, and blah 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 blah. Specific wound requires surgery. Only a single surgery check can be performed once per day per injured character. The surgical process takes a number of hours equal to 12 minus a surgeon's skill. Your surgery, what's your skill level, not your roll benefit?
Skill level.
Yeah. It's not dead yet, guys. Give him a little while.
Okay.
How much XP do you have in med surgery?
Surgery general. Surgery general is skill level 4.
You don't have anything in surgery?
Yeah, I do. Surgery general 4.
Oh, is 4? All right. So
Yeah.
it's going to take
I'll
8,
carry him to the med bay if I have to.
8 hours of surgery. You have a
Since
fully stocked
I'm the only one
hospital.
that's not built like a Holocaust victim.
Wow.
He probably weighs nothing. He probably weighs like 80 pounds. So I just pick him up and carry him.
I mean, I got less blood in me, so I weigh lighter.
Just sack of potatoes him over your shoulder.
I just grab him by an ankle and drag him. No, I don't do that.
All right. You need to roll a 8 again.
He's still my second highest ranking. He's still my number 1 sergeant in the unit.
On a fumble, it's going to be bad. So don't roll double 1. Do you have anybody assist you?
I cannot assist in surgery checks.
Ooh, that's rough.
Sarge, do you have
I
any
don't have any.
surgery?
I don't have anything in it at all.
Is anybody around? Is anybody like watching this happen, or we just?
I mean, there's one doctor for like 60 people. There's literally no one to help out. He's the only skilled physician.
Are there troops? Like, are the infantry guys seeing this happen?
You've got like 20 plus infantry around the
Alright.
base that are relatively alarmed at seeing you carry a man bleeding out of both ends.
Yeah, I go over to them and I start berating them about this is what happens when you don't drink water. This is what happens when you don't complete your PHA questionnaire.
Is there a
annual
soldiering
training
skill or something like that? I feel like you could
A
roll that
4.
right now.
I rolled a 4.
Oh my
Oh my
god!
god.
You have a
What are you doing to me?
okay. So let's see here. You have a 4 in the skill, so you get an 8. Your margin of recovery is 0. Then he gets a partial recovery.
I'm not dead. That's the important part, right?
You're not
Once you restore all damage bubbles, which will happen over if you have a surgeon watching over you, you'll recover in 2 days. If not, you'll recover in 4 days. Otherwise, you suffer a minor injury like poor hearing or poor vision. Internal injury is a -1 TP. Ooh, shit. All right. You now have a new weakness. -1. It's called
-1 to your
restricted
body.
diet.
A what?
Restricted diet.
You just became a vegan.
You're not allowed to eat solid food for a month or so.
After I give them their cautionary,
you're gonna be watching
I just start eulogizing like he's already dead. I'm like, Sergeant Gray was born in a shitty world. His life was really hard, but he overcame it to become slightly less shitty.
What are we doing?
And thus he came to lead you shitbags.
It's all right. I can
Teach you to somehow be slightly shitty, slightly less shitty.
I can
someday.
live a diet off of beer,
And
whiskey,
he gave his
and
life.
applesauce.
No alcohol.
So that when
Just
the
before
dies,
takes
all this
place,
food.
I don't want to live anymore.
No alcohol, no painkillers, no blood thinners, and
I can understand no
That's
blood
solid food
thinners.
for a
That's
month.
obvious. I should get blood thickeners.
you need to get the thing that lets the blood stay inside the body. I know it'll be tough for you,
I
but
need blood clotters. That's it.
all right.
Or was it coagulators? I don't remember what it's called.
Yep, coagulants. All right. That covers you for 8 hours. Now, what's the? I think you're gonna have to make an administration roll over your troops here if you want to get these lessons locked in,
Oh.
Sarge.
yeah.
It's gonna be an 8.
I was just doing it for funnies, but I'll do it.
No, I want to see whether
Can I
they
can I
roll.
aid?
Are you stepping in on a sergeant's beratement of his men?
Am I using? I'm more like
No,
trying to
I'm-
teach life lessons. Like, here's some life lessons for
No,
you.
I'm
You
more
have
like
career soldier.
I do
I'm
have
more
career
like-
soldier.
Use that
I'm
one.
more like standing there
Okay.
at attention, like nodding in agreement, like giving my tacit support of everything he's saying.
Wow.
So I
that's
get-
unusual. All right.
I get a plus. I get plus whatever that number is to my roll. Is that how that works?
Do you,
So
do
I
you
wrote-
have career soldier as well, Deathwish?
I have a +2 in career
All right.
soldier.
Yeah, you can pass something along.
Oh, wait, where's my little white dice? I have a +4 here.
All right, so you have a 5. Yeah, you give these guys a good talking to.
Yeah.
They all are just like, sir, yes, sir, or they say, yes, sergeant.
Yes.
And of course, it's not everybody, right? Some people are on perimeter security, but you get the idea that they're going to pass the lesson along. That sergeants are very smart. You should always do whatever the sergeant says.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
you
Exactly.
always drink enough water. And,
Correct.
Yep.
Knowing is half the battle.
And always complete PT, so you don't end up like the wimpy mech
right.
warrior that's just kind of dragged into.
Do fucking push-ups.
All right, they all drop into you like 100 push-ups, and then
I'm
do
just,
5
like,
laps, and
nodding
then another 100
sagely.
push-ups. Yeah. So there are some things you guys have to do for the next week before we launch the next operation. Death Wish, you're on punishment duty, as requested. So your entire week is filled with you going to repair myomers on all of the mechs, and you're restricted to quarters when you're not doing that. Is there anything you want to do during that time? Any little scenes we want to see of you? Maybe writing a letter or just berating someone in general? But you're spending an enormous amount of time with the Aztecs, who are all local hires. And
See, I understand very clearly the chain of command, so I do not dress down the troops. That is the sergeant's job.
of course,
Yeah, I do all of that.
you spend a lot of time with Dr. Michael Waring, who is the chief technical officer of the unit.
I do.
No, Death Wish.
Not me.
Okay.
The more time you spend with Michael Waring, the more you want to kill yourself. Sky is apparently a noble back home and insists on being addressed as Baronet Waring. Rarely does any of the work himself, but will stand over your shoulder and correct you until you get it right, and make sure that you know that he attended prestigious academies.
I'll surreptitiously interject how my noble blood and the academies that I attended.
Oh, you want to have a pissing contest with him?
Yeah, I'll have a pissing contest.
All right. All right. I think he's into this. Let's figure out what we're gonna roll here. I don't know that pissing contest is a skill, but I'm sure we can find something. There intimidation? No, there's interrogation.
Just use edge. It'd be hilarious.
Roll edge against each other. That's not quite what it is.
I think I would.
I
Is it
feel
like a
this might be
nobility thing?
protocol roll against
Protocol?
each other. Yep.
Yeah.
He
that's
has
what I
a
do.
+2.
I have a +2.
All right, let's roll. And this is like the two of you. He's standing behind you on like what are those things that you like lift people up in? Just a lift.
Oh,
Yeah, he's standing
cherry
behind you
picker?
on a lift, like berating you as you're hanging off the side of a mech, trying to put some muscle back into it. I got a 9, and you got a 9. Literally equal.
no, you. Yeah. God damn it.
You have a
Okay.
+2, right? No, you don't
Yeah, we
re-roll. I mean, the thing is, neither
Oh,
of
so
us...
it's just.
Yeah,
tied?
you guys
You're
spent
just
the
so
whole time
good at-
snarking off, trying to out-pissing contest each other.
You both think you won.
At the end of it, he seems like he grudgingly respects you. He's just like, well, where I come from, that's not quite how we do it, but you have an acceptable talent as an Aztec lieutenant.
Quite so, as is, the techniques that you have shown me here are definitely unorthodox, to say the very least. However, there's no doubt their efficacy.
He snaps his suspenders that are over his like engineering outfit, and he's like, yes, well, the techniques that I have served my family for 300 years.
Can I be operating the lift at the bottom and then just like jerk him one direction or another, like in the basket, whenever he starts?
You down there!
Oh shit!
Figure out what
Sorry.
you're doing. This is ridiculous.
As soon as he starts to talk to me, I do it again. It's like, oh god!
Bring me down. I'm hitting the button, but it's not working. Bring me down immediately.
The thing's malfunctioning. I don't know. What to...
I push him up and then down.
I am
like,
a
rapidly.
baron, sir, and I will not be treated this way.
You see, where I come from, the many lifts the controls
To
inside
say
the
that
box
he's
override the
slowly going
controls.
farther
down.
away from you.
Yeah.
You're working on his leg, and he's like up by the Battlemechs crotch. And he's like, I can't hear you. Death Wish, I'm trying to come back down.
So, anyways, as I was saying, back at the academy.
What's that?
Before he comes back down, I walk off and I signal some other soldier to go stand by the controls, knowing that he probably didn't get a good look at me. Come here, Private. Stand here. Do nothing.
Stand here, do nothing.
As you're walking away, Staff Sergeant McGurk, you see him. He's just pointing at you. He's like, "I'm part of the command staff as well, Staff Sergeant McGurk. I can recognize your uniform from here. You're the goddamn company sergeant."
I just walk off. I don't dignify it with a response.
I'll get you for this.
I'm gonna do. Team
It's like
Rocket
a
is
negative
blasting
one
off
ranked
again.
enemy.
So where was I? Yes, back at Neglering. Whatever.
I flipped the switch that allows the person in the bucket to control it, so he's just stuck up there.
And I'm just telling stories,
Yeah.
just rattling off.
Meanwhile,
We're
Staff
so
Sergeant McGurk, you actually do need to make an administration roll now.
All right. This is probably not going to be great.
Can I
This is
aid
you
him?
filling out the company paperwork. I mean, you actually don't have time to aid him.
Administration?
Yes.
No, this is gonna suck.
Is that like career soldier stuff?
No, this is
No, there's-
specifically to fill out paperwork because he's the company sergeant.
I have administration.
What's your negative?
So the total roll is 4.
Oh, yeah, you fail horribly. After 2 days.
I don't have an admin sergeant that I make do all this stuff for
Oh,
me.
you're the admin sergeant.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna delegate that duty to
Say
somebody.
normally I help you with that. but-
You get a call from First Lieutenant Crystal Loft, the executive officer, an operations officer, to come see her in her office. That's
I do.
Sergeant McGurk.
Yeah,
right?
I report all official like stand up parade rest in front of her desk.
Yeah, she's got the whole Icy Valkyrie thing going down, which is probably where her comm sign came from. She just has you stand there at attention for a ridiculously long amount of time as she goes through each one of your reports. She makes sure that you can see that she's reading them, and then throws it on the desk and salutes you so that you can finally not be at attention and says, "So, Staff Sergeant McGurk, is this the kind of reading material I'm to look forward to when you continue with this unit?" Staff Sergeant?
His pause is absolutely in character. Probably. unless ma'am, you would deem it wise to assign me someone to take care of this responsibility. I'm a battlefield commander, ma'am. I'm not a paper pusher.
Well, you're now a battlefield commander and a paper pusher.
Then buckle up, because this is what you're going to be getting.
Well, buckle up, Staff Sergeant McGurk, because not all of us get to ride shining machines into combat anymore. I'll be assigning you several books to read. You will keep me updated on your progress. They will teach you how to properly fill out the paperwork for this unit.
I will read those books so fucking good, ma'am.
Did he
There's
just
no
get
need for
assigned a
such
book report?
language, Staff Sergeant.
Oh, as I was.
Yes, as you were. We might be a mercenary company, but we aren't pirates. We're professional soldiers. And I am not some line grunt. I am your commanding officer. Wait, no, she wouldn't say that. I am your executive officer. Some decorum is required when you are on the command staff. Are we understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Then you are dismissed. I'll have the books sent to your e-library.
He salutes and walks off. He
The
knows how far to
links
push it.
I'll have the links to the PDFs emailed to you.
Yeah, exactly. You end up getting like whatever. I'm sorry, I don't actually know what military textbooks look like, but it's like Command 101.
It's like
just-
3-wing
yeah.
binders.
They're
Yeah,
just regulations.
yeah. It's just like this is how to fill out a report. This is
Well, I mean,
how ammunition
unless
it's-
personnel should be.
Rio
listed.
Unless it's going to change my skill
decades.
ranking, mine aren't going to get any better. Like
No,
it'll-
but with any luck, you might actually put some skill into that skill ranking at some point.
yes, but no.
You're like,
probably-
I could do that, or I could get really good at shooting guns.
yeah, parts of the game that will keep me alive instead of getting me stuck in someone's office.
He's like, alive, employed, which one matters?
No, that's one thing I've noticed about this game is improving anything is a very slow burn. So
Yes.
very, very slow burn. So yeah,
Lots
that's
So-
of
probably.
combat will advance you very quickly.
I'm probably
That-
just gonna have a lot of funny conversations with her in her office in the future. That's pretty much how that's gonna go.
So am I like unconscious for like the entire month or
You
just a
are
couple of
unconscious
days?
for 2 days.
Okay.
Then you wake up and you have a restricted diet for 1 month.
Okay. So when I wake up, is Goldstag watching over me?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Goldstag, I had a horrible dream. They said I couldn't have alcohol.
You can't.
What?
Now shut up and drink your meat smoothie.
Meat smoothie,
Is at least well done.
pureed chuck roast.
I assume the mean smoothie is just kale that you're pretending is mean.
No,
Oh my god.
I'm not that mean.
Minced
It is
mutton.
meat smoothie.
It's
With a
like
bit
just a
of
whole bunch
gravy.
of meat that you go through a blender, put in some milk. It's like the most god awful thing.
No, I put gravy in it.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
no.
we lost Red.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
So am I stuck for bed for like a few days?
You're
as
stuck in
well?
bed for 2 days, but you're unconscious the whole
Oh,
suffering from
okay.
major
Yeah, you
surgery.
can
And
move about now.
How long am I stuck with the restricted diet?
A
A
month.
month.
A month.
1 month. All right. That's not terrible.
It's pretty bad.
It's kind of bad.
But you're fully back up at 4 hit points. Oh my god. So is there anything anybody else wants to do during the week until your next active deployment?
I think I want to talk to Lieutenant a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
If I'm allowed, if it's like if
Yeah,
it's
Do you
not-
catch him in the barracks or do you catch him in the cafeteria? Because that's pretty much the only place you're gonna find him.
The
I
mech
can't
guy.
go visit him in the office?
I-
Or is he completely restricted?
I can't go to the office. I
Yeah.
can go work on the mechs. I can go eat, or I can sleep. That's it.
Oh, probably in the barracks then,
There we go.
because I'd probably help out repairing the mess as well after I'm up.
You need to heal, not repair the mess.
I'm.
The full
I thought
health.
I am healed after 2 days.
Yeah, you're fully healed after 2 days.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just on a restricted
that's
diet.
Let me tell you what,
mighty
sir.
fine
This-
advanced medicine there.
Yeah, I
Maybe a good
could have sworn I had like a couple of shrapnel in my chest. Even one like went right through the shoulder out the other side.
Oh, I
It
give him a
wrapped
small
around into my
glass.
spine a little bit there.
I give him a small glass container of everything I found inside him.
Well, good. Grab that
Just one.
spanner over there and help me tighten this flexor.
Oh, of course, sir. I just want to come say I'm sorry for my behavior on the mission. I kind of got a little upset at the gentleman about his sister.
Indeed.
I don't really care for that kind of attitude. I mean, it's a strange thing that you would rather give up your sister than just give up the mech and have your sister. That's just a family's an important thing. You know that, sir?
Well, bandits and mercenaries are not that far removed. You have to understand. See, if we lose our mechs, we have basically essentially nothing. Our lives aren't really worth living. It's even more so for bandits and thieves and the like, because they don't have others to be able to rely on them. They have just themselves. They have strength in numbers, but they abandon each other just as quickly.
Well, what's the point of dying if you can't fight another day?
Well, you won't be able to fight another day if you lose your mech.
Oh, you can fight another day. You'll be on the field with a rifle in your hand, or maybe in a little car or a tank.
Maybe so, but I won't be a mech warrior.
Is it really that bad not being a mech warrior if you're still
you ever-
alive? If you're still alive, you can
Bandito,
go.
have you ever been dispossessed?
Yes.
Fascinating. You're probably the only mech pilot I've ever seen who would take such a thing in stride.
I'm alive. That's why. Go home, see the family. I don't know if you have a wife or kid at home or some woman you love or man. I don't judge.
No. Nothing like that. No.
No family.
Oh, I have family. None that
Oh, see,
can
when you
none that
wanna-
can really speak to me at the moment.
Well, still, you got family to talk to.
No, I cannot speak with him.
All said and done, with all's lost, it's all you got left, right?
Yes,
Most of these
quite
guys
so.
here, the troops, the mercenaries here, they're my family. Been a mercenary kid my whole life.
See, but these bandits, these rogues, they don't have that, you see.
Are they really that different from us?
Subtle but very clear differences.
True. We all have standards, right? Granted, them, they send 14-year-olds down the battlefield. I don't know why. That's a dumb idea myself. Well, I'm just saying.
I've sent you down the battlefield to risk your life. Is that really so different?
True. I sent myself, really. And I kind of paid for it with almost dying and all.
Yes, you do tend to get a little bit overzealous, and they call me Death Wish.
I mean, you got overzealous too, sir. I don't know what you're thinking about going against that catapult there.
I was the one that had the most armor and the closest at the time. It was either that or they'd train their weapons on you or the good doctor.
I mean, they were training their weapons on me anyway.
Exactly. Took some of the pressure off of you.
I suppose.
Maintained keeping the pressure off of the others.
Well, I'll let you get back to work, and just want to say I'm sorry, and I'll make sure to keep my trap shut. Hopefully not cause any more people to hate me.
Oh, I don't think anyone hates you. Except for the doctor. Maybe you might want to steer clear of him a little bit. Be careful of whatever medications he gives you.
He's putting me on like 60 milligrams of Vicodin. I feel really great right now, actually.
Good Lord, 60 milligrams. Quite right, yes. Well.
Considering I had so much pain, I was dying, I feel really great. Like I could jump off this. How high are we? Like 20 feet?
Your insides are basically being held together with spit, bubble gum, and duct tape. I think I would avoid doing any such things for the time being.
Oh, all right. You're the lieutenant. I'm gonna go get some sleep. Goldstack, could you help me down?
Sure, you Dunsky.
All right. So, 6 days later, on November 8th, you are all called into the briefing room of the warehouse, where First Lieutenant Crystal Loft is waiting with a projection that says Operation Retribution Orchard. The red-haired intelligence operations officer, Sergeant Crimson, begins briefing you immediately. It looks like it's going to be a pretty easy mission. All you need to do is do spaceport security while the heavy mechs, assault mechs that your client has requisitioned are moved out of the city and down to the primary spaceport so that they can be picked up by the militia. However, there are rumors, and this is where we cut into the briefing by the Sergeant Crimson. Well, there are rumors that the union workers are trying to stop Skags, and they formed a union line. Expect that there could be disturbances of a civil nature. You know, workers showing up, chanting, protesting. None of your mechs are particularly well equipped to deal with that, but none of our vehicles beyond one of the... the Swift One Scout cars is ready to go.
Do any of our mechs have machine guns on them?
I have an autocannon. That's about as close as we got.
Are there any things that can be put on mechs to do non-lethal crowd control?
If you guys had the kind of equipment like that, like a riot thing that called a crowd cannon, it's like a fire hose.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you bring that up, Sergeant Crimson's like, sorry, Heavy 7, but that's not something we have. That's equipment we didn't think we'd need. Who knew we'd be fighting civilians? And sorry, we're not fighting civilians. We're simply preparing to disperse them if they arrive, sir.
Still, any form of non-lethal means of dispersal would be very preferred.
Well,
regardless, if we're going to be dealing with a bunch of people on foot, gentlemen, I recommend you pack extra ammunition for your sidearms.
What does our infantry have? Do they have rubber bullets? Do they have anything? Do they have any non-lethals?
So she's just like, whoa, infantry. They have to stay and guard the warehouse and the secondary spaceport directly. You'll be positioned outside. Unfortunately, our contract forbids Battlemech engagements inside the city in accordance with the Ares Convention. We're only allowed to enter it in times of pursuit or extreme conditions. We'll be waiting on the bridge outside the city.
Do we have rubber bullets for just our small arms? In case people in the mech.
She just looks confused. Maybe.
I'll go check. Don't worry about that. I'll figure that out.
That's not really my. I just do the briefings.
That's fine. I'll check.
All right. Just go see Staff Sergeant Zane. He'll have it.
Is this one of the sergeants that falls under me?
Yes.
Like as the ranking sergeant?
Yep.
All right. I ask her, how good are you at administration stuff?
I'm an intelligence officer.
Sounds great. We'll be talking more later.
Okay.
I got some books for you to read.
How would you like a new job?
Yes, sir. I would be
Sarge,
pleased to
you
read
gonna-
those books, Staff Sergeant.
Yeah, you will.
Sarge, you gonna disobey the little?
Hey, stop.
Don't worry, aren't you supposed to read those books, sir? Sarge? I don't know why I called you sir.
Bandito, drink your
oh,
fucking milkshake.
It's a good milkshake.
Do y'all
Or you're
have...
I
or
don't
you're
was-
gonna have some books to read.
Oh wait, she's not Southern. She's
I can't read a thing right now. I'm on so much Vicodin.
Do y'all have
Let me-
any questions then?
So the gist is stand outside, ensure that the cargo reaches us, and disperse civilians with only lethal weapons that we have.
Well, we're not expecting the civilians to show up. I just want you to be prepared in case they do.
Sure.
I understand that our
But there's nothing
liaison
for us to be
officer will
prepared
be on scene in order to direct you through any.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
I had the same thought, Staff Sergeant.
I
Then-
feel like this is going to
Then
be
you've been well
great.
trained.
I have high hopes for this major. Seems like it's going to be a grand old time.
I reach over and grab his milkshake and smell it to make sure there's no alcohol in it.
This is sarcasm, Sarge. I'm sorry.
Well, if there aren't any more questions, I suppose it's time to mount up, Mechwarriors.
Very good. As I said, gentlemen, make sure to pack extra ammunition for your sidearms, and I would stow your out-of-cockpit armor just in case.
I'm going to go check on the less than lethal ammo for the small arms.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah, they
Go.
do. Your armory is fully stocked, and definitely.
I'm
has
gonna go with him and see if we can get a good couple of tear gas grenades or some
Nope.
smoke grenade.
Nope.
No,
Your unit is not authorized to carry chemical weapons on.
damn it.
That's fine.
How about flares?
Yeah, you probably have dozens of flares.
Good. I grabbed
grab a
the
couple
flare
of
gun
flares.
and
Go away.
a crate of flares.
Some beanbag gums.
That'd be great. Beanbag shotgun shells.
Fortunately, you guys don't have any shotguns. You
So-
guys don't.
Full disclosure, I never did the gear purchasing phase of character creation, so
I
hopefully-
listed all of the pre-gen
Awesome, yeah.
stuff, but you might have to go back and search for gear. You might just want to go to the Discord channel and just type.
I
gear in
purchased
the
some
search bar.
equipment.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys.
I never looked at money at all, so
You guys were all issued preset gear, like a pistol and a rifle, and
cool.
I can get that for you in the break.
Yeah, only if it's gonna just potentially come up.
I mean, if you have to start shooting, we'll talk about it.
Okay, not worried about it.
All right, you deploy, and as your Battlemechs near the point where you're going to be spending 8 hours a day guarding during daylight, you get a message requesting that you bivouac inside the city in a parking lot nearby from Major Rolf Lee. That is the exact
Major,
message.
as I'm
Bivouac, period, dash Major Rolf Lee.
And then like a 8-digit grid
Yeah.
location.
It's like, hang on, we aren't supposed to go into the city.
That's true. You aren't allowed to go into the city, but that's the point that you've been requested to come to.
Major, respectfully, our contract does not allow us to breach city limits except in time of combat pursuit.
So, on all 4 of your view screens, this intensely ugly man shows up. He's got kind of goldenish skin and is way more corpulent than you would expect someone who is a major in the military to be.
I don't know.
And more importantly, he's slightly unshaven as well. Definitely an acne problem going on. And he just takes
He's
a
in
deep
his
breath
20s,
and he's like,
right?
First Lieutenant, I'm going to need you to head here. I'll sign any authorization papers. I'm a major in the planetary militia. Whatever I say goes here. You can tell he's trying to deepen his voice as much as possible while talking to you.
I'm going to
like-
try and mute my mic.
Out of character, Arthur, would I know that that would be acceptable if the planetary militia ordered us into the city?
Yes.
Okay.
I press mute.
I'm gonna
Cover
try
my
and
mouth.
Mute my comms and say, "Oh God, that's not a face even a mother would love."
Tip my hat down and try
don't
to
know if
hide
you
the
can-
laughter.
I don't know if he can see me, but I do mute myself, but then visibly hysterically laugh.
They're all muting and laughing at this guy.
First Lieutenant, can I assume that you're following the orders I've given you?
Yes, sir. Orders received and filed.
Given the average speed of your Battlemechs, I expect you to arrive in 22 minutes.
Sir, just be advised that our mechs are still not fully repaired from some damage incurred. We may
I'm
experience a
fully
3 to
aware
7 minute
of
delay.
the logistical capabilities of your mechs. Lieutenant Harridan, don't be late. Nah. And you can see him, like, trying to woo somebody to cut the comm feed. He's just, like, the mic's muted, and he's just, like, pressing
I
buttons.
just like slowly and deliberately just close.
All right.
Well, gentlemen, you heard our new babysitter. We should make best speed to the bivouac point. What the hell is a bivouac?
I have no clue, man.
Let's go camping.
So your 4 mechs arrive in a parking lot. While you're on the city streets, there's no damage because they're all reinforced to handle up to heavy mechs. But when you go into the parking lot, everybody but the Panther is like, you're clearly damaging the parking lot. The Major comes outside and is like, well, didn't expect that. I'll take responsibility
Major,
for this one, boys.
You did check the rating of this concrete before directing us here, did you not?
That must be under spec.
Of course, sir.
Absolutely, sir.
All right, I need you guys to come out of your mechs. Come on down here. We're going to huddle up. Do a little team building exercise. As you're waiting, he's like doing calisthenics, like, does a few squats.
I like make a point of cracking my canopy and stopping to, mount my sword and my pistol, check the ammo, check to make sure it's loaded, check to make sure the safety is on, check the rest of my gear.
While you're doing that, he's touching
check
his
it
toes.
again. And then I check it a third time.
That's it for my mech. I've already checked all my stuff. I'm just popping some more Viking.
I'd leave everything in my cockpit and I hurry down because I cannot wait to meet this man.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
I'm climbing down on.
I ain't got enough painkillers for this.
I have my sidearm and that's it. And now that this is Butch's second mission, he's done away with all his like formality as far as like dressing just like a soldier. He's definitely like Grill Master 76 now. So he's got like his obnoxious Hawaiian shirt on, and then he has like an OD green plate carrier over his Hawaiian shirt, and like cargo shorts, and like he's not doing flip flops with socks because that's just not practical. So he probably has He
Just
still has like some
flip-flops.
hiking boot type.
Just some
like,
low cut work
like
boots.
Yeah, well, low cut work boots with like tall white
mean-
socks.
Bandito is just like he's got like a flannel shirt with the sleeves cut off, and like a pair of jeans, but they're cut off to be shorts.
Yeah.
So this guy's got a data pad, and he holds it up next to the staff sergeant as you're approaching. He's like, Staff Sergeant McGurk.
Sir.
He pats his paunch real quick, and then like hip flexes and rolls his neck. And he's like, you believe that shirt of that color is an acceptable thing to wear inside your Battlemech. Mind you, I have no control over the dress code of your unit, but if I saw a soldier wearing that on one of my bases, I would be horrified. The lack of discipline your unit displays, and are those jorts?
Yes, sir.
Those haven't been seen since Terra fell 600 years ago or something. Terrible.
Custom made. Did it myself.
Absolutely horrible.
Well, it gets really hot up in there, and
The lack of class displayed by this unit is... My father knew I was here with people like you.
I'm
Ugh.
probably the only one in somewhat more sensible gear because I'm in like a freaking white trench coat, but with freaking flare guns all around the belt.
I greatly apologize, sir. I'll
You're the
make sure
doctor
next
from Team
time.
Fortress 2. That's absolutely how I'm going to
That
imagine you from now on. You're the doctor from Team Fortress 2.
I'll make sure to
That-
have
yeah,
the
that-
legs cut out a
I'll think
little
about
bit
that.
longer next time.
This
All right.
is ridiculous.
Do you have them cut to where the pockets are showing out of the bottom?
So,
Oh, absolutely.
I'm going to tell him.
curious.
I'm going to say, sir, I'm sure that you were brought to advise us on, with all of your extensive combat experience and not your fashion sense, with all due respect.
What are you wearing, First Lieutenant Harridan?
Oh, I will have removed my cooling vest and donned standard fatigues.
All right, so he's just like, at least your lieutenant is setting a good example. Although it did take you an unusually long amount of time to switch to those fatigues and mount your sword and your gun and your other gun and all of that ammunition. We're here for a team building exercise. I want you all to put your hands into the circle here with me.
I like reach out and realize I'm holding it. Oh, and holster it.
I humor this guy.
You're supposed to be professional soldiers. All right, here we go. Ready? On three, we're going to say, screw the Lyrans. Ready? 1, 2, 3, screw the Lyrans.
Screw you.
My hand just stays there.
All right, this is what's happening. Men, our planet is being infected by Lyran sympathizers. We are an independent planet. We don't need to group up with the rest of this Rim collective. We don't need mercenaries on this planet. We need the militia. The militia, that's how Dad did it. That's how his dad did it. And that's how it's always worked for 400 years.
Well-
and Lewis has maintained its independence. These unionists are backed by Lyran sympathizers trying to take over this planet.
I want to whisper to the lieutenant, like, I have a feeling he doesn't know that you're a Lyran.
That much is obvious, Sergeant.
I'm sorry, did you have something to add to
Sir,
the class?
the lieutenant is actually a Lyran himself.
Well, he's a former Lyran then, because he's a mercenary now.
Yes, sir.
Are you a Lyran sympathizer still, First Lieutenant Harridan?
I mean, I'm just a man who's working his job.
I was not speaking to you, Sergeant Gray.
Oh, I'm sorry.
First Lieutenant, are you a Lyran sympathizer? Are you one providing money and stealing the jobs of locals?
Out of character, did you just turkidermy?
Yes, I did.
Sir, I'm a mercenary. We're hired for a contract. I will do whatever I can to fulfill that contract. It's nothing more complicated or simple than that.
Fantastic. Then get back in your mechs and follow my orders to the letter. I have specific orders as to where you are to move your mechs and how you are to display them in order to present the most offensive profile possible towards any enemy activity.
Sounds wonderful.
We
Let's
look
get going.
forward to learning from your expertise, sir.
Excellent. I have spent over 3 years in command.
As have I.
I've heard. I've heard a
As a-
lot about your
he-
accolades,
He
sir.
just laughs.
I
He's
was-
like, ha, as this of a lieutenant would know anything. I'm a major.
As he's talking, I awkwardly put my hand out again, like for another circle.
Okay.
But then if he reaches out to also do like, hey, I then take mine back and then I walk off.
I think Lieutenant and I still have our hands out. Like we both have our hands out.
Yeah, I do the awkward thing where it's like when you go to shake somebody's hand and it takes a really long time for them to realize it. So you start to put yours down as they stick theirs out, and then
Like
you put yours out again and they put theirs down again. It's like or you go back and forth between like handshake and fist bump, and you're just off. I do that on purpose to him with the hand.
As you're walking away, First Lieutenant Harridan, to remount your mech, you hear him muttering something about Lyran's social officers. You've heard this 1,000 times. About how Lyrans get promoted into officer positions for kissing ass and being good at drinking wine rather than being competent pilots or commanders.
Do we all hear this as we're walking away as a group?
I think so, yeah.
I got high perception, so I think I'd hear
I'll bump the LT a little bit and just kind of mutter to him, don't worry about it, LT. I got more kills in this shirt than times he's seen his weenie.
I'll just look at the others and like let him blow off his top.
I feel like the play here is to do everything he says and let him screw it all up royally and have himself get removed.
Is there like an insight type of thing that we can do?
Yeah,
See
probably.
How full of shit he is.
What do you want to determine exactly?
Does it actually look like he knows what he's doing?
So we got to figure out whether this is investigation or protocol.
Might be
Not protocol. Sorry.
career soldier.
That's an interesting one.
I feel like that might be a valid.
I have a 3 in that.
How do you always have like one higher than me?
We've had this conversation before, Sid.
Oh, that's right. You're magical.
No, I'm not magical. I just crap at most other things.
Perception. Let's see if it's that. It's definitely not investigation. Or like crime scenes and shit.
He's Neo. He can see the Matrix.
Yeah, it's not that either. Spot signs or clues of danger, attempting to find unusual shadows, searching the location. All right, so none of that's like reading somebody. Instead, you're gonna make a career soldier.
Okay, I got a 3.
This is gonna be pretty easy. It's only a 6.
Okay, I got a 3. So
all right, so you just need to roll a 3.
if I don't snake eyes, I got it.
So 9.
Okay, you get a bunch of extra margins of success. You get 1 extra margin of success. So, yeah, you investigate this guy. You look him over. He is thoroughly incompetent. He has no idea what he's. Just the way he's ordered your mechs to not be on the road, to split apart, to put the heavy mechs together and the light mechs on the other side, like. This guy is fucking clueless, and he cares more. What you pick up on is he cares more about how you look than how you perform.
Writing all this down. Save for later.
Do you know like a major in real life, Arthur, that you were able to craft such a realistic character?
Just watch Black Hawk Down a bunch of times. I watched it. I've been watching it every year on 4th of July since it's come out.
You've created every support staff field grade officer I've ever met in my entire
I love the guys that are in the planes. They're like, take a right. And he's like, what the fuck? I can't take a right. There's some shit up here. He's like, all right, we'll get back to you in a couple minutes. He's like, we're under fire. God damn it. We're dying down here. And they're like, sir, we're going to need a few more minutes in order to determine a new route. Okay.
Yeah, it's like showing up to the PT test where you routinely score 100, 300 on every event, and or 300 for the PT test, and then the major comes over to you and tells you that you're wearing the wrong color socks.
Yeah.
When this man clearly hasn't passed a PT test in the last decade.
I'm glad that I could fulfill all of your
See, Rad's character is reminding me of the sergeant from Black Hawk Down, the one that gets out of the Jeep, the dude next to him gets shot in the forehead, and he just like, whatever.
People get shot.
talking normally,
That's
even though
Big
there's a
Knight.
sniper shooting everyone around him.
It was amazing. All right.
Yeah. I just
we-
write that down and save it for the briefing later.
We cut for 2 days into the future, November 10th at 5:45 a.m. The morning mist is starting to dissipate as the sun rises when, on the far edge of your sensors, you begin getting hostile sensor contacts.
Do I need to make a sensor operation check?
You certainly can, sir.
What's your sensor operations?
Yeah, hold on.
What's yours? Because it's one more.
I have it's a rank 4, but it's a 3 roll.
Okay.
Can I
it's-
assist him in
it's-
this?
You need an 8.
Can I assist?
No, because you're not in his mech to help him.
Oh, okay.
This is kind
Fair
of
enough.
a solo activity.
4,
All right.
6,
Yeah,
10.
you resolve it immediately. Coming at you at a range
Wait,
of,
that's 10, 13.
Yep.
13.
Coming at you at a range of 1 kilometer is a COM-1D commando, which is tagged to the Federated Suns, and then there are 4 harasser missile platforms. These are small, quick SRM tanks, and about a dozen pickup trucks, and it looks like a platoon of infantry.
Okay, I send all the data to the allies. Say we got some tanks, infantry, and trucks coming in, and a commando.
They immediately ping as hostile, like no, undoubtedly.
Yeah, it's weird because they all
How many
are
harassers?
4. They're all pinging from being from different countries or factions. It's almost as if someone is either faking the transponders or hasn't reset the transponders since getting them. The tanks issue from being from the Free Worlds League, from Comstar, or from Draconis Combine.
And I can't get anything else, even though it was a 13.
I mean, that's a hell of a lot from a sensor.
Oh, okay, that's
race. They begin entering sight, and you can see the tanks all have big Union flags on them. The trucks all have flags on them as well, and the commando is carrying someone in its hand with a microphone. And they begin marching in what should be parade formation, but is in fact a bunch of people who've never paraded in their life and definitely don't have the same speed of their vehicles, jerking forward at different speeds.
I'll open up comms. Attention incoming forces. You are entering a secured area. Please stand to and identify yourselves. Otherwise, you will be treated as hostile.
All right, they continue moving forward. You could see the guy with the megaphone is attempting to talk to you, but he's too far away for you to make out what he's saying.
Do we call it up to the major, or do we assume that he's...
Attention approaching forces. You do have comms. Please use them. Otherwise, you will be treated as hostile. Over.
One of the tanks continues rolling forward for a while before stopping. Everybody else comes to a stop. You can see the guy with the megaphone is like taking a comm line and plugging it into the commando. And after about 30 seconds, you get a reply over your shortwave radios. Hello? Is this thing on? Can you hear me? Is this working now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah.
You are entering a secured area. Identify yourselves or you will be treated as hostile.
This is a official protest. We are members of the Sluis Merchant Association Union. We are longshoremen and dock workers who are here to protest the unfair treatment. We have official permits.
This major's gonna have to slaughter these people. I just know it.
I demand to speak with whoever's in charge here.
Patch him through.
Before we
patch
can
him through
allow
the
that,
major.
please transmit your permits for verification.
We will carry the permit to you.
I'm sorry, I cannot allow you to approach. We will send a mech forward to retrieve the documentation.
Now, you hear someone else cut in on the comm line, and they go, "Woo! You think you boys gonna stop us?" And one of the harassers begins not like driving, but charging at full speed towards the bridge that's not blocked. What do you do?
DFA out of nowhere.
The comm line, this is a public comm line, and it starts lighting up with, like, half the people are like, woo, boy, you show them, and the other half are like, calm down, young blood. Stick with the plan.
DFA out of nowhere.
I'll say, Bandito, please move to block that path. Do
Body
not allow
block.
them to cross the bridge.
Yep.
All right.
Bandito will do so.
Attention, harasser, you will halt your advance or you will be fired upon. You will not be warned again.
You make a piloting check real quick, Bandito.
Absolutely.
Yeah, freaking 10 in our roads.
Need to get a 4.
What's the piloting check for?
Got a 5.
All right. A 5.
If you turn on a road, you have to.
Yeah,
check
it's only
if
when you're
skid or
running.
not.
So
Skid.
this is
Oh, okay.
this guy is not slowing down, and you have to get in his way and like dance your mech back and forth. Like he starts going forward, you put your leg in the way, he's like, and then tries to go around, and you have to shuffle your mech sideways to keep blocking him until finally he stops. And at this point of tension, I think it's time to take our break. We'll be back in 7 minutes. What will happen? Bandito is dancing in front of this mech. The Union workers are here. They somehow have unrestricted military equipment. Things are going poorly, and no one has told the Major yet. What will happen in the second half of Operation Retribution Orchard? Find out more when we return.